Welcome to another episode of No Ordinary Woman, where we recognise and celebrate women of all ages and all stages. I'm Fiona Briffa, and today I've got Jenny Cook joining me, who has an amazing story. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Fiona.
Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's exciting.
I know, it's pretty exciting. I just wanted to share a bit with the viewers. Now, Jenny is, I'm just going to do the summary, is an artist, a businesswoman, an educator and world traveler, among many other things, a yoga instructor, and I said artist. But in 2019, her and her husband packed up their house and decided to go on an adult gap year and take a year off traveling. Jenny, what was the trigger or the catalyst for that decision?
Well, I guess there was a few, actually. We like to say we wanted to get off the hamster wheel because you just do the same thing day in, day out. And there's a few contributing factors, I guess. Our kids were older, yep. And we noticed, we're working madly and the kids are just swanning in and out, barely at home, off they go. And we thought, why are we still living in the suburbs when we're, holiday house in Phillip Island? And we're there going more and more. And why are we doing all this when the kids are barely home anyway? They don't need us. Yeah. So we had 2 bulldogs that did need us and a business. And we thought, well, you can never pack up the business. It's been running. It was hubby's baby for like 25, 28 years and really successful with great. But there just comes a time when I think for Rob, he fell out of love a little bit with it. And external factors, life's curveballs. So we had Rob's dad died. We had some complications, I guess, with the business, just the external environment. It's really competitive. We were getting tired. We were starting, and also I started to see a bit of an opportunity to actually take a break. And when you have your business for so long, and I work remotely as well as with that business, when you're working that much, you can't leave your business for more than 2 weeks, Yeah. So we've never gone, and our friends are starting to go for a month here and a month there. And I thought, you know what, wouldn't it be fabulous if we could have a month, or maybe like get this for an idea, what about a whole year? And he said, well, no, don't be so ridiculous. I can't do that. I'll wait till my kids are a bit older and, I've got the business. And so we went through some ideas. Okay. So we planted the seed. It was 18 months in the making of this plan.
Wow.
So I planted the seed and said, okay, so just what if we could? How would we do it? Would we get a manager in for the business? We could do that. However, if we did that, we wouldn't have a complete break because you're always on call.
Oh, yeah.
We could sell the business. You could do that, but it's his baby, so he wasn't really that sure about that. If we did pack it up for now, we could always reopen it, kitchen manufacturing, so we could open a showroom when we got home, and we thought it's probably our best option. So we actually could come home to something, people are a lot more gracious now. Our clients were quite okay with the fact that we were taking a long, well-earned break is what we call it. And they're all going, yeah, sure, we'll wait till you get back. And we were still getting clients interested for quotes while we were away, so we could have come back and done it. So that was okay. So that's the kids, the business, the dogs, well, and the house. So we decided to move. We moved down to Phillip Island full time. And then we thought, well, we'll get one of our kids to house sit. They can save for their house and then their dog sitting as well. So
yeah, right.
So all the logistics,
yes,
sort of came together.
Yeah. And that, like you said, took 18 months to plan it. It's not something that you can just decide to do and then go. So for anybody watching that wants to take a gap year, it is all in the planning. If you've seen the video with Shan, her and her husband packed up their entire family and their house, sold their house and bought a caravan, and they're caravanning around Australia on big Oz Explorers. That was all about the planning as well. But so you said that there were some contributing factors was it like a wake up moment to go, life's short and we don't want to, because I think you mentioned that your parents passed away just after they hit retirement.
Exactly.
Is that a driving factor, thinking I don't want to wait and miss the opportunity?
Yeah, for sure. They are my driving factor to live life now. Yeah, so Dad just retired. Mum fostered. So we grew up with foster babies. So Mum fostered for 25 years and she just retired from that. Dad retired, then Mum died and Dad died within 2 years. So, you know, it was all over Red Rover and they didn't even get to all the plans that they wanted to do. So that's my driver for living life.
Yeah,
But I guess the pinnacle moment was when my girlfriend's husband died. He just pretty much just died of a massive fatal heart attack. Done.
At what age?
5 seconds, you know, he was just gone. So that made me realise he was 52, turning 53, I think. And if that was hard, I watched her go through and helped her, supported her as much as I could. But to watch that, I thought, no, you know what? If we keep going, that's going to happen to Rob. And I didn't want that, you know.
Yeah. And look, this is the thing. Like, I mean, and not to sound morbid, but that can happen. There's a book, Bronnie Ware, who wrote the 5 Top Regrets of the Dying, and it's all the things they didn't do and things like that. And I know that might sound morbid, but it's a reality. It's a reality check that we go, we don't know how long we've got to be here. We need to make the most of now within our means and within our abilities.
Exactly.
And so you have seized, you know, you've done the ultimate carpe diem.
Yes, absolutely.
Not only the diem, but the whole year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You packed up. So this is in 2019. You went to Bali. You got a one-way ticket to Bali and only had 3 weeks of bookings planned, and then you were going to wing it for the rest. And that to me is happiness. I love that. I love not having everything planned out and just going, what exciting adventure can we go on? It's like a choose your own adventure holiday. So you went to Bali, and some of the things that you did, can you just share with us? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this. Muay Thai?
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
Yeah, Muay Thai.
Muay Thai boxing you did. You learned how to go surfing. You climbed mountains and visited the Taj Mahal. Like, what was it like? Did you feel like kids backpacking and just, you know?
It felt like that, and that's exactly what we were trying to assimilate, I guess, is we only took, because we have traveled quite a bit anyway, so we knew we wanted to go to Southeast Asia. We know areas that we really like, so we were happy to go back there. We were happy to try new places. But one of the main things when we travel is talking to people and finding where they've been and what they've done, you know, what they recommend. And Rob said to me, can we just do some of that? Like, just meet people and go where they think we should go. And pre-COVID, we could do that beautifully. You know, you can get your phone even or your iPad. Tomorrow we're going to book this place, you know. So that's a lot of what we did. We did make it up as we went along. We stayed the first 3 weeks in Canggu in Bali. And that was just an unwind. That was surreal. Like, we got there and it was surreal. We've been from before for, like I said, 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. And, you know, we're sitting there like every day for 3 weeks. I said, have you started unwinding yet? Like, this is weird, isn't it? Like, anybody's going to call us back soon for sure. And he goes, yeah, it's weird. So we did that. And then we just started to loosen up and go, okay, so now what? So, and then you see signs, right? Because you're open to opportunities. So you see all these signs of places to go or islands to visit or activities to do. And so we just started doing that. And we take photos of something. I might come back to that, you know.
Yeah.
And so I did have a yoga retreat booked with a girlfriend already for India in February.
Yeah.
And so we bounced around that. We had a couple of ideas of other things we want to do, but I thought originally we were going to chase waterfalls. Does that sound romantic? And surf up the coast, you know, and I was going to be a brilliant surfer by the time we got home. Well, that didn't happen. I took a surfing lesson on my birthday. And we were at the tail end of the surfing season everywhere we went. So we ended up thinking, okay, what else will we do? Well, I love yoga, and yoga goes with surfing or with boxing. So we thought, yeah, Rob said, I'd really love to learn Muay Thai boxing. If I'm going to have a year off and get fit, that's something I'd like to do.
Yeah.
All right, then. So I found him some websites. I sent him the link. You know, you can sort that one out. So he found a boxing camp in Phetchabun, which is 4 hours north of Bangkok. And we'd never been there before, obviously. And we thought, you know, okay. So he just sort of started contacting the people, and it was sort of like a wellness package.
Yep.
There was yoga, boxing, other activities there, really clean, fresh food. So
it was like a retreat camp where you learned boxing and that sounds fantastic.
Retreats, very rusty, very rusty. The 25-year-olds.
Yeah, rightio. Yeah.
Not so much on my age.
Doesn't sound like something I might go to. It's like it's a, has it got a pool and somebody serving drinks by the pool?
Well, the second one was more like that. That was my 4-star.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to one in Chiang Mai after that, which was recommended by a guy at the first boxing camp, and the second one was fabulous. That's where I was going to take women for a
retreat
camp, health retreats. Yeah, until
cool.
But still maybe after COVID's gone. So
yeah, oh no, that's COVID put a bit of a stopper to a lot of plans. So you've done it. Did you feel kind of guilty at any point, like, should we really be taking this off? Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. It's like, no, I don't feel guilty because I have trouble taking days off, let alone years off. So I think it would take you that 3 weeks to wind down. One of the questions I wanted to ask you is, what did you discover about yourself during that year?
Wow. How adventurous I am, actually.
Yeah,
I knew that, but yeah, I mean, I was 55 traveling, and we went and did I did my first ever surf lesson on my birthday, and I got up, so I was pretty happy with that. Yeah. And then we went on the boxing camps. I climbed Adams Peak, which when I first saw the photo said, no, thank you very much, I'm not doing that. But I did. And just embracing the freedom, like it was so good. There was no guilt, because I guess for the 18 months beforehand, you're absolutely planning everything out, so there won't be any guilt when you go.
Yeah, good. Yeah. And you're allowing yourself to just embrace the moment. And so you realize that you were amazing and realize what you were capable of when you stepped out into those different things that you never have tried before. And this is a thing that I love and one of my favorite sayings is that you're never too old to become what you might have been, or what you want to be, and never too old to do what you want to do. And that's what I love about this show, is finding the things that women have done, just going, you're awesome.
Yeah, never say never. That's mine.
Yeah, never say never. And life is now, life is today. So you had, obviously it was fun. What was the biggest challenge? Now, you were with your husband 24/7. Was that challenging?
No, actually, that was the easy bit. A lot of people ask that. That was number one question. How did you get along?
Yep.
And did you come back worse off? We didn't. We were actually closer. So it really set us up really well for COVID. It was easy for us because we had the whole house in COVID. We only had a room. So everywhere we went was pretty much just a room and a homestay. So, but there was times where probably purposefully set that I met girls for a girls' weekend or girls' week in Bali that we would do every year. I went away on the yoga retreat, and then I spent a month away from him in September to do my yoga teacher training in Bali. So apart from that, yes, we were 24/7, but you just get used to your own space, and then you know, like I'm reading, and he'll go off and do what he wants to do, you know. So yeah, no, I think it made us stronger, actually. And it just gave me no interruptions. Yeah. It was all our decisions. Nobody else was, you know, needed to have a say, you know.
Yeah, I guess that's the key, because the things that really cause the conflicts are usually around finances and pressures and work and kids and all that sort of stuff, where it was just you two living the dream.
Living the dream. We really were. So I put a lot of posts on Instagram and Facebook, and there was a lot of interaction with people about like, wow, look at you, and look how healthy you look now. And my girlfriend kept saying, Jen, you're glowing from the inside. And I said, well, why wouldn't I? I am absolutely living the dream. Like, we set this up ourselves. We thought we were going to do it. Why wouldn't you just embrace it? Yeah. And there was really there was a couple of things, like I don't like monkeys, and they got a bit close. There's a couple of close calls on things, but you know, we nearly missed a plane once out of like 43 flights or something, you know, and there was no blame, I think, because you're relaxed. Yeah.
It's like, well, it is what it is. It's just that traveling along it is what it is. We'll go with the flow. And because of that, and having that year out to just really give to yourselves and fill your cups, how has that changed life now that you're back to reality. How has that changed your work-life balance and the way you live now?
Yeah, it's changed it immensely, really. Number one, I don't know that we wouldn't go full on in a business again like we were.
Yep.
We've learnt lessons. We've learnt that, to be healthy and happy is number one priority.
Yeah.
And like Rob lost 24 kilos. He was never obese, but we just ate wrong. We drank too much. We didn't exercise enough. All of those things. Stress causes, weight gain sometimes. So I guess I've lost the track.
Oh, well, yeah, that's okay. I do that all the time. It's how has it changed your life now? Going back to life, what's different?
Yeah. So, well, we moved to the island too. So we call it an island life now. We're so far more relaxed. It's just important to us what each other wants to do. We won't ever overdo, working life again.
Yeah.
Work-life balance is really important to us. You've got to be happy. You've got to love what you do. And that's another thing too, I think. Don't just, another saying of mine is work to live, not live to work.
Yes.
So just do enough of what you really love to do.
Yeah.
Then, the rest will work out. So we do so much more exercise. We're so much more relaxed, and that was purposeful. Like we purposely left suburbs because we wanted to live by the beach. And if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. If not today, then when? If not you, then who? Those that. Yeah.
What reason are you going to use then?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a really good point. What reason are you going to use? And for people, for anyone watching, I've done it too. Like we come up with every excuse under the sun, but it's really just the fear that's stopping us back and the self-doubt and all that sort of stuff. And I think it's really important to go, well, what do I not want to regret when I get older? It's that the top 5 regrets of the dying. What do I not? I'd rather step out there and fail than never try and find out if I could. And the things that we don't do, it's about embracing life in the now. And this is one thing that I never ever think about looking forward to Fridays, for example. It hurts my heart when people go, thank God it's Friday, or oh, I hate Mondays. I'm like, oh my gosh, day, yay, Monday, yay, Tuesday, yay, Wednesday. I don't want to live for 2 days a week for the weekend. I want to love and embrace every single day of the week and let that be a joy and a blessing to me. So I think that whole don't wait till retirement to live that kind of lifestyle. Like, what can you start implementing now? What can you start planning? And how can you live your retirement while you're still working and enjoying those moments as well? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. One thing we did decide is that we will always have 1 month off a year because it's cold in Melbourne in winter. So we'll have that month off. So when Rob came back and he's working for a company now, that was part of the negotiation. We need our normal time off, but we need a month in the middle of the year.
Yep.
So that we kept, keep up the life balance that we went away with,
Yeah. My husband and I got married in June for that very reason, so that we could have holidays in the summer somewhere else. So we specifically got married in June. So we holidayed in Europe so it was summer, for our honeymoon. And then you go to Queensland in June, you would go to Fiji and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's a really good point. And the only thing holding us back is ourselves. It's like, do we really need that money in the bank? I mean, yes, obviously do it within your means, but there's no point stockpiling money for our funeral, basically, is there? It's like, make sure we're living and got a balance of have enough for your nest egg so that you can, not starve to death in retirement, but also live now. The thing is, it's a hard balance, but it's possible. And you've just shown it's possible. You guys took a year off.
Yep.
And and live the dream. So now I just want to give your book a bit of a plug before we wrap up, Jenny. Is The Adult Gap. Oh, good. She's got a copy. Here's one we prepared earlier. It's The Adult Gap Here. And so in the book, you share about your journey and your experiences and the whys and all that sort of stuff in the hope to inspire other people to do it as well. So I can't wait to read that personally. I will leave a link to Jenny's details and the book below, because Jenny also does a lot of other stuff to, if you're watching out there and you want to do what Jenny did, she might be able to help you through it. So I'll leave Lenny's jinx, Jenny's links Is it coffee o'clock or something? Jenny's links in the details about the video. And Jenny, thank you so much for joining me for an episode of No Ordinary Woman. You really are no ordinary woman.
Thank you so much for having me. That was a delight.
It's a bit of a blast. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. And yes, I will leave Jenny's links below and look forward to seeing you next time for another episode of No Ordinary Woman. Bye for now.
Bye.